I think it's a disgrace that information that was false and fake and never happened got released to the public. As far as BuzzFeed, which is a failing pile of garbage, writing it, I think they're going to suffer the consequences. They already are. And as far as CNN going out of their way to build it up, it was just reported that it wasn't this Michael Cohen they were talking about. So all night long, it's Michael Cohen. I said, I want to see your passport. He brings his passport to my office. I say, hey, wait a minute. He didn't leave the country. He wasn't out of the country. They had Michael Cohen of the Trump Organization was in Prague. It turned out to be a different Michael Cohen. It's a disgrace what took place. It's a disgrace. And I think they ought to apologize to start with. Your organization's terrible. Your organization's terrible. Let's go. Go ahead. Quiet. Quiet. Go ahead. She's asking a question. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. No, I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to give you a question. You are fake news.
I get why people criticize the media. Often it is with good reason. I grew up most of my life not liking the media. But I think this is very high on the list of irresponsible things the guy has done. Katie Tour at NBC had to be walked to her damn car by the Secret Service because of what came out of his face. He doesn't think about the implications to anybody other than himself. Have you ever heard of anybody in politics, let alone a presidential nominee, doing anything like this to the Fourth Estate?
This is much, much worse than what we've seen in the past. It is one thing for candidates to criticize the press, say they're getting bad coverage, but Donald Trump is routinely lying to his supporters about the media in little ways and in big ways. And that has damaging effects for the viewers who are watching, and more importantly, for the voters who support him, because they're being misled.
And there's a mob mentality now at stake. These people are yelling and shouting and threatening reporters in a way I've never seen.
That's right. They go over to the press pen. There's the large issue of obviously denigrating the press. But then there's the individual aspect of people going to the press pen. The press are penned in. People don't know that. And yelling at them, making vulgar gestures at them.
Well, no, look, I dealt with it at the RNC. I dealt with it at the RNC. I get the passion. But a politician has a responsibility. You shape the passion of people. I don't mean to call supporters sheep. I respect people who want to back politicians. Trust me. But he makes them angry. And then instead of saying things to you, they want to do things to you. And I'm telling you, something is going to happen.
I agree.
Something is going to happen.
He needs to help bring the temperature down. Instead, he keeps raising
the temperature. But he's not going to, because of his whole defense now is to stir his base. And I think this is playing into that as well.
What we're seeing is denialism as well. You know, he's been citing these online surveys again to say he won the debate. Those online surveys are unscientific. And if you don't believe me, you can believe Fox. You can believe lots of media outlets will tell you.
It started as a joke. I used to joke, you know, Trump's going to get me arrested someday. Somebody's going to say something in his stead, and I'm going to wind up getting arrested. Now it's not a joke anymore. I got to walk around with Camerata 24/7.
Yeah, I protect him.